Hello everybody, this is one of those timey-wimey videos. I don't know how long it's going to be or for what period of time it's going to cover as yet, as I'll explain in a bit. But this is my Japanese Wisteria bonsai, and it's Wisteria Bakibotris Okayama to be precise. It has lilac flowers, and the first thing I want to do is to give the pot a bit of a clean. It's a nice cream pot, but it's developed a very grubby green tinge over the winter. So I just got a bucket of hot soapy water and just gonna clean some of that grubbiness off. It'll come back and it'll need cleaning again, but that's no reason not to do it. There we go, that's better, that looks nicer. Okay, so now that we've done that, move this bucket out of the way and we'll put it up onto the turntable so you can have a look all around it. I got this tree back in 2019, it was in full flower when I got it from the nursery, and very heavily scented, which was also nice. But I did everything the books say to try and get it to flower last year, 2020, and it didn't flower at all. So I don't know whether it had been sort of forced into flower by the growers, because they always like to have plants in flower in the nurseries, because that persuades people to part with their money, and there are various tricks that can be done to bring plants on, make them flower. It can be chemically induced. Also, they can be artificially heated, artificial lights, lack of lights, whatever they need to get them to flower early. And they can do that. They do it all the time for Chelsea. So yeah, so it grew very well and it grew very strongly, but I don't know whether it's going to flower this year. So if it does flower, then that should be around May time, the end of May, June, and I will post this video then. It'll be shorter. If it doesn't flower, I will post it in the autumn, so you can see how well it's done. I'm going to be trying a different technique to get it to flower. Spoken to a guy who grows wisterias as standards, not as bonsai, but wisterias in pots all the same, and he prunes his differently to what the books tell you, and he gets his in flower regularly, and I've seen the pictures to prove it. So we're going to try that, but for now I'm going to be sticking with the previous method, which is the plant was allowed to grow on, then cut back to 4 or 5 buds, and now in February, it's the 1st of February today, I'm going to cut it back to 2 buds, and we'll see if they become flower buds and flower for me. I also wired it last year, so it's already got some movement in. So it's simply a question of just cutting it back now to a secondary bud, like so. Just going to rough prune that so I can get in at a better angle. And cut that one back quite hard, but to a bud, and that also gets rid of a bit of wire scarring, which is handy. Okay, now I don't really like this piece here with that one up, one down, so I'm actually going to remove all the down, and I actually want the tree to sort of fill in more. It's a slanting tree with a head up here somewhere, so we will see. There's one final job I want to do to this tree, which is to clean off some of this top surface, which is a bit claggy, and wisterias like to be wet. They're thirsty trees, but I tried sitting them in a tray of water and they didn't seem to like that. So I'm actually going to go with covering the pot surface with some potting grit, of which I have plenty at the moment, and that'll help seal in some of the moisture and act as a sort of mulch. So just a thick layer of potting grit over what is in fact quite a claggy soil anyway. As I say, Wisteria like a heavy soil, so I don't use my normal bonsai mix for my Wisteria. I've just done that, and what I really wanted to do was to put some feed in there, didn't I? So I'm going to have to scrape some of that back and put some feed in. Not as good as getting them in the right order in the first place, but never you mind. Can't be helped. Can't think of everything all the time. This will get a supplementary feed as well. As I say, I'm going to try this slightly different method of pruning. Well, completely different method of pruning, whereby rather than letting the plant grow for the whole season, you prune it regularly throughout the growing season. Every time it gets to 4 or 5 pairs of leaves, you cut it back to 2. So as I say, this guy seems to get great results with his standard Wisterias, which are essentially just large bonsai, I guess. I don't think we're going to be getting any flowers on this Wisteria this year. It looks like it's all leaf growth. I'm still not 100% sold that I won't get any flower, because I know that some Wisterias flower and come into leaf at the same time, but no, just leaf. Still, tree has potential. Somewhere in the background there you can see Cooper's chasing a bee or something, but I'm about given up on flower from this Wisteria, although the very tip of the buds look like flower buds rather than leaf buds, if that even makes sense. I don't know, is that even a thing? The white Wisteria has no leaves whatsoever, only flowers. This only has leaves. Maybe it'll grow its flowers later. I honestly can't remember what it did last year, but we'll keep waiting. Okay, so the Lilac Wisteria isn't going to flower this year, much to my disappointment. It's growing away strongly, and I'm going to give it a prune. I did say, I believe, in the beginning of this video, this being a timey-wimey video, that I was going to use a slightly different method, and instead of waiting until August and then cutting all the long growths back and then pruning again in February, I was going to prune back to 2 buds each time it reached 2 buds through the year to promote ramifications. And I've had it on good authority from people who have grown standard Wisterias, not bonsai Wisterias but standard Wisterias, that they get good flowering results from this. So I'm just going to hack away. In this case I'm going to go back to 3 buds, because that gives me a flower bud in here that's going to come back in this direction rather than across the trunk. I'm just going to go around I have 4 or 5 buds, and that one I've only got. And that one I'm going to take out because it's on the inside of this curve. There we go, and we'll end this video here. So I think I'll probably just start another timey-wimey video till the autumn. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.